The gentleman yields back. Ms. Jackson-Lee.
I thank the chairman very much. I view this hearing as probably one of the most important hearings in my lifetime, dealing with the absolute question of the survival of the Constitution. First of all, let me acknowledge the very weak distraction of a leak. I have absolutely no concern about a leak where a duly constituted body such as the Supreme Court would be prevented from doing its work. There is no question that the Republicans want a total nationwide ban on abortion with no exceptions for incest, no exceptions for rape. An intolerable, inhuman posture that they would put America in. I think today I come claiming for women, freedom, justice, equity, equality, and an absolute ban on politicians telling women what to do with their body. The CDC found in 2020 that non-Hispanic Black women suffered 55.3% death per 100,000 live births, a number 2.9 times the rate of non-Hispanic white women, which means that in many instances, as loving as pregnancy can be for those who choose it, it can also mean death to women who happen to be African American and other minorities. So let me ask questions to Dr. Goodwin first, Professor Goodwin, as it relates to constitutional rights. We heard the question that abortion is not in the Constitution. For those who understand that the document is a living document, would you assess the question of the idea of ignoring the First Amendment because church services are not specifically mentioned or synagogue services are not specifically mentioned, or ignoring the Eighth Amendment or ignoring the Fourth Amendment? Professor, could you analyze the importance of recognizing that Roe v. Wade is precedent and the Ninth Amendment dealing with privacy governs?
Thank you very much for that question. First of all, over 233 years of the Supreme Court's existence, the Supreme Court has fashioned rights because the Ninth Amendment provides for it. That is to say that not all rights have to be explicitly enumerated in the Constitution. The Supreme Court has the discretion through its interpretation of the Constitution to speak to matters that are not explicitly delineated. The drafters of the Constitution anticipated that they had not thought of all matters that would be important to America as it develops, such that there would be a Ninth Amendment that would allow for the court to be able to further interpret as society emerged. At the time in which the Constitution was drafted, we didn't have trains, we didn't have planes, we did not have cars, we had no electric cars, we had none of the machineries of war that we currently have. So as we look at other amendments too, from a Second Amendment perspective, there is certain artillery that we have today that was not anticipated at the time of the Second Amendment drafting. And to the point that you made, when the First Amendment was drafted as well, there were certain articulations that we appreciate today that were not explicitly delineated within the context of the Constitution. But it is also worth noting what the Constitution says. The Constitution says that people who are people in the United States are people that are born. It makes no mention of embryos or fetuses. And it is also worth noting what the 13th Amendment says and the 14th Amendment. If we appreciate that members of Congress were freeing not only Black men, but also Black women, it said that there shall be no involuntary servitude. And it explicitly also mentions that Black people shall have, and this includes women, liberty and freedom. And this is incredibly important when one looks at what those histories were.
Thank you, Sabrina. Ms. Arambi, you live under the horrors of the Texas SB 8. Thank you for your father's life and legacy. Tell me what it means to have a stalking provision, meaning that women can be exposed and a bounty can be given to them under the Texas law, and that law spreading across America, along with an absolute ban on abortion. Ms. Arambi, are you there?
Yes, thank you for that question. Since SB 8 went into effect, people have been terrified because extremists have been essentially deputized as bounty hunters to come after people that they think might have been aiding, abetting, or providing abortion care. And that's had a chilling effect for people trying to access abortion care. People can't exercise their constitutional right to have abortions. And that's not okay, and it's about to spread throughout the country if this decision goes into effect. So it's terrifying.
Gentlelady's time has
Check.
expired.